Real talk, real life, real people. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. From raising kids to dating again. From heartbreak to healing. From the chaos of single parenting to the beauty and challenges of blended families. From building a business from the ground up to chasing dreams that don't come with a roadmap. I'm diving headfirst into it all. This is life, raw and uncut. So laugh with me, cry with me, get real with me. These are Conversations with KB. Hello, and welcome back to Conversations with KB. So on today's episode of Conversations with KB, I'm sitting down with a woman whose story is as raw and resilient as she is. Born and raised in Jersey City, shaped by the housing projects, Kareemah Williams is a mother of five, a dedicated educator, a poet, an artist, a community organizer, and now a published author of a deeply powered book, Intentionally Healing One Level at a Time. So can we all give Kareemah a round of applause?
Thank you.
Yes, welcome. So how are you feeling?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. I don't normally pop out too much, but for you, I was like, oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
thank you. And look, her soul is as beautiful as she looks. Just remember that. Yes. So how has everything been going since you published the book?
Everything's been going good. I'm excited about it. I wasn't expecting the response that I got from so many
We
people
never do, right?
about the book.
Mhm.
I always just felt like if I could impact one person, then I've done what God has set for me to do.
Right.
But the amount of people that I've gotten, DMs from, text
Mhm.
messages and everything, I was like, okay, good. I
It
was
was
like, I feel
needed.
good. Yeah,
It was needed. So when they were texting you and DMing you, were they saying that they can kind of feel everything that you were going through in the book?
Yeah, they one of my coworkers, he said I really feel like I'm getting to know you, and at work I don't talk much.
Oh,
I'm in my classroom, even eating my lunch. I don't go to the break room. I'm in the
wow.
classroom. So
Alone?
yeah, so he's just like, it really taught me a little bit about who you are
So
in
are
this
you a
book.
Virgo or a Libra?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
Virgo.
My mom is a Virgo and she loves to just be alone sometimes too.
Mm-hmm.
She'll go, her and my oldest daughter are like they will go to the park or anywhere by themselves. Like,
Oh yeah.
you
I
too?
love it. It's
And
so
just
funny
sit.
because I think my last 2 or 3 posts talked about, when you get to a point where you've mastered how to be alone, that's a huge flex.
I read
And
that in one of your
yeah, and I'm
quotes.
just like, listen, I'm like, I could go to the park by myself and
We
put my
clocking
feet
that
in the
tea.
grass
Yeah.
and ground and do all of the things. So I love it.
That
I
is my
love it.
oldest daughter. We came home yesterday. Remember, I was telling you we got home from vacation,
Okay.
and we went to pick up the dog because the oldest daughter is the dog sitter, and she was watching farming,
Okay.
and then she asked us for a horse, and she said, "All I want is a horse in the garden." And me and my husband looking at her like,
Wow.
"Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
different. You're a city
Yeah.
girl. What's wrong with you?" All right. So, are you ready to dive into these questions?
Absolutely.
Okay, I told you I'm going to respect boundaries and
Okay.
everything. Whatever you feel free with, you answer. If you don't, it's totally up to
Okay.
you. All right. So the title alone, Intentionally Healing One Level at a Time, is already deep in itself,
Mm-hmm.
right? What was the first level that you had to heal from?
I had to heal spiritually. I had to connect. I had to strengthen my connection with God
Mm-hmm.
first, because I knew what I was dealing with. I was like, there's not a human walking that's going to be able to help me with this. I was
Right.
like, this is something that I'm definitely going to have to connect with God on,
Yeah.
and just kind of go through this walk with Him.
Right.
So I, prayed more than
Mm.
what, we are normally um said to pray. We have to pray 5 times a day, but I
Yes.
was I was doing all of the extras.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would
Yeah.
stop even in the middle of work. If I had like 15 extra minutes, I'm like, okay,
Right.
let me
Oh.
pray, let me connect, and that connection got so strong
Mm-hmm.
to where I used to be excited. I'm like, I'm about to sit with God. So I just got
Yes.
excited about it. And that's that was the first level that I had
Wow.
to dive
And
into.
I can understand that. Like I can resonate with that because there was a point in my life where I went into like a deep dark depression. But
Mm-hmm.
when I tell you, when me and my husband got close to God, we it's no stopping us
Yep.
now. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I totally understand that part. Okay, so the next question, what moment in your life made you realize healing had to be intentional?
Because sometimes we just do things and we do things and we say things and we don't really think
Mm-hmm.
about what we're doing, and we
Right.
don't really put our all in, and we don't do it with 100% like intention.
Right.
So to me, if you set your intention first,
Mm-hmm.
that is like, that's when you are really like, you're really diving into it, and you're doing it on purpose and with purpose.
Right.
And that's where I was just like, okay, everything from this point forward, I have to really lock in and
Right.
pay attention and be intentional about things that I say,
Yeah.
things that I do, even how I'm moving,
Mm-hmm.
with my children, how I move about in the community during that most difficult and dark time.
Right.
I said I have to really be strategic and intentional about the way that I'm moving.
Wow, that's powerful
Yeah.
because people, just like you said, people don't realize that you really have to be intentional about
Mhm.
things, and a lot of people can just be flimsy about it,
Yeah.
like, and not take it serious. Like, yo, this is your life.
Yep.
Like, let's be serious about it. So now, speaking of your children, so you're a poet, an educator, a mother of five.
Mhm.
How do you how do you protect your peace, right? Your peace while pouring into everyone else.
What I had to do, it took me some really severe,
Mm-hmm.
what I call shadow work. I had to kind of really go within and say, okay, you know how you on the airplane and they say, oh well, you have to put the mask on yourself first.
Yes.
Even throughout, like, even with COVID,
Mm-hmm.
when things were still,
Mm-hmm.
happy go lucky in my household or whatever, I still found myself just putting that mask on everybody else.
Right.
And I was reserving that life jacket for everybody else, and I wasn't reserving it for myself. So when the time came,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I'm drowning, because
Right.
I'm giving people my life jacket.
Right.
And so if I don't protect my peace, and if I don't reserve this life jacket for myself, I'm gonna be losing my mind, and I'm not even gonna be good to my children.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
What good are they if they didn't have you?
Mhm.
You know?
Mhm.
So you definitely have to put that mask on first.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. And
happy.
I now I'm like, I'll tell them, I'm like, I'm going for a run.
Right.
I'm going
Right.
for a walk.
Yep.
And my son be like, I want to go. No,
Right.
no.
I
And he
need
look,
this
that's I have
time.
one boy. He's the oldest.
Oh,
He's
wow.
22, and he'll say, I'm coming with you. Or my daughter might even say, oh, I'm coming with you. And I'm like, no, it's okay. I
Yeah.
can I
Oh,
can go by
man.
myself. I need a minute.
Wow. So I
Mhm.
love that. I love that. I love that. A lot of people don't understand that you need your own personal time, whether
Yes.
it's just with your own mind or
Yep.
with God. Like you
Mhm.
said, like I need my personal space. Yep.
And I don't think we honor the simple things
Mm.
enough.
Mhm.
Like, really just taking a walk through the park. Like, I always come home. Everybody knows I live in East Orange now, but
Okay.
Jersey City is my foundation. That's
Yes.
home. And I always come back home, because for some reason when I come back, it grounds me and it reminds me of what I'm
Mhm.
supposed to be doing. So I'll
Right.
go to Liberty Park and I will just walk, and I will purposely not have my earphones in.
Right.
I won't have my phone out. I'll just
Mhm.
walk and just really just connect with the things that I'm hearing around me, my surroundings, and just with my thoughts, just walk and take that time
Yeah.
alone.
And that's so funny that you say that because we no longer live in Jersey City either, right?
Hmm.
But we find ourselves coming back to our roots
Yep.
because, and just like you said, walking in Liberty Park. We do
Hmm.
that. We come back and just walk in Liberty Park or go downtown and walk near the
Yep.
water. We have like people need to not ever forget about their roots and where
Yeah.
they come from.
Yeah.
So speaking of roots,
Hmm.
right? What did growing up in the projects teach you that a degree could never? Because you have degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, growing up in the projects taught me the village
Mm.
and the tribe.
Mm.
Because you have your village, but then you have your tribe within your village.
Yes.
Secular education could never teach you that.
Never.
It could never teach you that.
Yes.
And, your husband's family was part of my village.
Yes, yes,
And then
yes.
within that, I had,
Mm-hmm.
my tribe, my friends, and even with us being young, even growing up as teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
we got each other through some very, very difficult things that,
Mm-hmm.
that we were going through.
Right.
So that's definitely something that degrees and education could never teach you. The
Right.
village and the tribe within it.
Life.
Yeah.
Yep. Life.
Mm-hmm.
It's I agree. So my husband always tells me, "You ain't from the projects. You ain't from the projects." But you know how some families they send their kids down south.
Yep.
We got sent to the projects for summer.
Mm-hmm.
That was our summer camp, the projects. And honestly, that is where I found my village.
Yeah.
I can still go to the projects and still see everybody that I grew up with, moms, aunties, uncles.
And everybody's the auntie and the uncle.
Yes, yes, yes. And they just love on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care what it's bad. It's horrible sometimes when some projects get like, well, when the housing develop the housing, how is it pronounced? Like, how do they say it? The housing authority.
Yeah, housing authority.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How they get a bad name, sometimes like, oh, you grew up in the projects, baby.
Let me tell you.
That was my husband says all the time, that was his gated community.
Yep.
Nobody could ever come
Yep.
in and bother
Mm-hmm.
him because he had his gated community. Yep. So all these people living down in Society Hill, y'all think, no, ain't nothing
Mm-hmm.
like living in the project.
And they always make the project seem so bad, but
yes.
they were amazing
family
for us.
Yeah.
We went through our little, our trials and tribulations,
Mm-hmm,
and we might have fought amongst each other, but you can't be an outsider coming in think you're gonna do something to somebody.
That's why I said
we just and they created that space for us. We had the community hall, the community center. Mm-hmm. Every summer we had the volleyball and the basketball games. Yep. Where the projects played against one another. Yep. And everything was fine.
Absolutely.
And it was just one huge village, and I wouldn't change that for anything in the world.
I still remember playing in the pump. See, people
don't
know
pumps. They we going outside in the water. No,
the pumps. Yeah. The pumps was where it was at in the summertime. So I could definitely, it's like a whole Crooklyn movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I absolutely love that. Like I have most of my memories are in the projects. Mm-hmm. Most of my memories. So if your book could land in the hands of one specific type of woman, who is she, and describe her?
The woman who is really, really close to the edge, where she just feels like she's about to jump, and she's like, I just need that one. I just need that one thing. I just need something, some words from somewhere to just let me know that everything is going to be okay.
Right.
That woman, because we have a lot of people who are just on the edge, and they just don't know. There was a moment before I wrote the book where I was just like, I don't think I'm going to make it out of this. I was like, I just feel like I'm drowning. And then, with prayer and everything, I slowly but surely was climbing out of that depression. And it was like, I was like, I need one more thing.
Right.
I need the words from somebody. I need one more thing. And it wasn't a thing of validation. It was just like,
comfort.
Like comfort. I was like, I need something. And it was like, God was like, yeah, I know what you need. And he sent a poem. A friend of mine let me hear a poem by a poet out of Canada. And it changed my life. And I was just like, okay.
So I'm gonna give you a minute to think about that, because I'm gonna need to read that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a second to think. Okay. So while we're sitting here and we're just talking, I'm gonna need to hear that poem, because I love poetry. I told you when I first met you, it was during one of your poetry sessions, and I was like, oh, like, okay.
And it's so funny because I'm like, sometimes people ask me, and I'll be like, yeah, I think I write a little bit. And I really didn't like see myself as like
a poet,
this person where my words can, just like impact people through poetry.
Oh. It
But
was,
then so many people was just like, no, that one piece you did. I was like,
yeah.
okay.
And I don't know if it was the words or the delivery. You are very passionate when you speak your poetry.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was, but I was sitting there like, you know how they do.
Mhm.
It was like a Love Jones moment. I was like, yes,
That's my
I'm
favorite
feeling it.
movie of all time.
Yes, right?
Oh my goodness, love
Yeah.
it. I
Oh,
love
we
it.
that's a repeat. It's they
Oh yeah.
so I have two, right? It's Love Jones and it's also The Notebook that I
Now
can.
I've never seen The Notebook.
Oh, baby, let me tell you something. And it's something that a lot of people may not watch because it's not like a urban movie,
Okay.
but you talk about, that's a love story. You
Really?
have to watch it. It's a
Okay.
love story, right? So I want to respect boundaries, right? But as I was reading your prelogue in your book,
Mhm.
it said that you were married for 21 years.
Mhm. Yep, 21 years of marriage, 5 beautiful children.
Yes.
And we both just decided that we wanted separate things. We wanted
Right.
different things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay with walking away
Yeah.
when it's something that I just absolutely don't want.
Right.
It's something that I just I don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm okay with walking away. I'm a Jersey girl, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
We
resilient and I'm gonna push through no matter what.
we 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 make it through.
Mhm.
We make it through.
Mhm.
I love that. I'm
Yep.
telling you, just your whole aura and everything
Thank you.
about you. I had to ask that question because just watching you,
Mhm.
it's like amazing. And I can
Thank you.
understand that, just like you said, any woman that is on the edge and
Mhm.
feels like there is no way out,
Yeah.
or feel like it's never going to end,
Yeah.
or you're always going to be in that sad spot.
Mhm. And I think one of the things that I saw what me trying to hold on,
Mm-hmm.
I saw what it was doing to my kids.
Mm.
And not only to what it was doing to my children, but what it was all also doing to their friends who love me and see
Mm-hmm.
me as an auntie, as another mother.
Yeah.
Because even when I was going through the transition of the divorce, my children's friends, they was just like, just coming to me, and they always hug me,
Mm-hmm.
but their hugs it was different. It wasn't a hug of like, it wasn't less than, it was just like, I just feel like you need something just a little extra,
Oh,
or auntie or mommy, it's going to be okay. And
yeah.
even to this day, with them getting older and them seeing me go through that transition, they
Mm-hmm.
just look at me and just like with this look of just like, wow, like
Right.
you did it. Because
Mm-hmm.
it was hard. I lost 30 pounds in the
Oh,
beginning of going through, and I was already tiny.
I was
So
about
I
to
was like, I
say
can't. Well, if I lose any more, I'm gonna, I'm gonna
disappear.
disappear. And I
Wow.
can share that. I can share this part because it's actually in the book.
Okay.
I was outside of my doctor's office, and I was talking to one of the religious leaders, one of
Mm-hmm.
our imams, on the phone, and basically just explaining to him and my bonus dad, we were on a three-way, what I was going through, and I told him, and I said, listen. I said, I'm outside of the doctor's office. I said, my eye has been twitching for 3 months and it won't stop.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, your situation is not supposed to do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went into the doctor's office and she checked me out and she was like, listen, whatever it is, she said, you're about to stress yourself into a stroke. I
Wow.
said, okay. I said, I hear you. That was like the light bulb, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right. I said, I can, I could shift some things and I can make some moves. and
Mm-hmm.
um and that was basically what I did. And I have nothing negative to say
Right.
about him.
Yeah.
He's remarried now.
Mm-hmm.
He's great, he's doing amazing, and I'm doing amazing on my end.
Yes, you are.
And so I'm just like, it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. And you also have your masters and
Hmm.
all. So how was that? Like dealing with all of that and still being able to, because school ain't no joke.
No,
Right.
no, no.
Right.
I graduated with my master's in 2018,
Okay.
and I was just like, I felt empowered, and I was working for the school district at the time,
Okay.
because I've been in education since about 2015, but not solely on the teaching side.
Okay.
But I've seen all sides of it. I've seen the HR side. I've
Right.
seen the curriculum side. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen the educator side. So
Right.
I have all of these different avenues.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got my master's degree, I was just like, I I did my big one with
Yes, you
this
did.
one. I was like, I did my big one, and my family, my children, they were so proud,
I was
and
about to say,
you
because
know,
you have girls,
hmm
right? You said you got one boy
one boy, he's the oldest,
and four
and
girls.
four girls
And
who are
look what
all
you're,
watching me.
and look,
Who are all watching me. And it was so fun. It's so funny because just last month my son, and it almost brought me to tears. And we joke around a lot, but he said, he was like, he said, Mommy, I was just telling one of my friends, like, wow, I'm proud of my mom, like she did it, like she got her weight
oh,
back, and she's working, she's doing a thing, and she got all these kids that love her. And I
mm-hmm.
work with a great team at
Yeah.
my school, and I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm excited. Life is good. Life is
I'm
good.
excited for you. I'm telling you, just like I said, when I saw you that first time, you could never tell me that you went when I like I'm reading the book and I'm like, she went through this?
Hmm.
Like you would never know, you know?
I try not to wear it.
And this is why I like speaking to people because you never
Hmm.
know their story. And this is why I want to interview people like you because there are probably women out there going through
Yeah.
things or
Yeah.
even men, right? Especially through divorce because sometimes men take it harder than women as well,
Yeah.
or take it harder than women,
Hmm.
So they might need to hear that, there's a rainbow at the end
Oh,
sometimes,
definitely,
you know.
definitely. And it's hard, and you're gonna have some tears,
Hmm.
get into that rainbow, and there's still gonna be some, there gonna be some bumps in the road. There's gonna be some wolves, in
Hmm.
sheep's clothing as you move through the
Yes.
forest. But that's where you have to kind of use those street smarts if you have them, and it's just like, okay, I know, yeah, no.
Yeah. Look,
It's like, yeah, no,
yeah.
but
So it's
yeah.
I am I'm learning discernment
Okay.
now
Mhm.
because I trust easily.
Yeah.
And I'm learning discernment. That's one of my goals for it, and I'm gonna have it mastered by the end of this year.
That's
I'm working
good.
on it. Yeah, that's one of my goals for the end of this year. So my story for my new year is going to be, resilient, right? Because I didn't have discernment, right? I
Mhm.
thought that everybody, I started everybody out with I started. No, I'm gonna say started, right? I used to start everybody out with 100 and I let them take away their points, right?
Mhm.
Which I shouldn't have done. Like I trust too easy,
Okay.
where I
Yeah.
should start off at 0
Mhm.
and let them earn,
Yeah.
so I'm working backwards now,
Okay. And
but
that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
no, but I had to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
So I had to hit rock bottom, and now it's like, come on, you got to do better. You too old for this.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's okay when you start to have that awareness,
Mhm.
and you're able to hold yourself accountable in certain ways and certain
Mhm.
things and relationships and all of
Mhm.
the things. It's just like, okay, I'm growing,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So
Yeah.
it takes time, but as
Mhm.
long as you are working, on yourself, and you're able to have that discernment, you're like, okay, I
Yeah.
can I can get through it. I can do
Oh, and that's hearing those words from you. It's like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. I'm telling you, my husband speaks like, oh God, he's like, oh, she's such a good woman. She's so sweet.
Oh,
She's so
thank
kind. She's
you.
so powerful. She's so impactful. Like and I was like, yeah, I gotta interview her. Like
Oh,
I
thank
do, because
you.
I value his words. Like he's I used to think he was tough because I was like, why you think everybody out to get you? And he like, I'm like, ain't nobody a man. And he's like, nobody, I don't think everybody's out to get me, but I know everybody ain't my friend,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and he like, you from the streets, what's wrong with you?
And that's a good thing. That's the part, and that's how you know you have a good one, because they 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 need to be protectors, and we have to learn how to let them be protectors.
And that was hard for me
Mm-hmm.
because I was so used to protecting myself that, yeah, it was hard.
That's one thing, and it's so funny because I just had a conversation with my best friend and her husband, who's also best friend brother, and
Oh.
and he was, they would just, they always check in with me every
Yeah.
once in a while. But I have my friends where it's like we don't have to talk to each other every day, but when we
Right.
link,
Mm-hmm.
that's she don't let her or him call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and say we need you.
We outside.
Y'all, let's go. We packing up the truck.
Yep.
Auntie
Yeah.
and uncle need us. Let's go.
Yeah.
But they said to me, he was like, he said, what is one of the things that is the most difficult for you right now?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, not feeling protected. Not
Oh,
feeling protected.
clock it.
And I was like, it's a certain level of where, like you do all of the things to, you can physically protect
Mm-hmm.
yourself, but there's a different level of protection that a man
Mm-hmm.
provides,
The
that
emotional and mental protection.
exactly, that women, we may say, oh yeah, I got it, I could do things on my own. No, you can't. No, you
Right.
can't. Why would you want to?
Right.
Why would you want? Stop making these men believe, or have them thinking that you don't need them. Yes, you do.
Yes. And this new age girls now. So
Yeah.
I think the internet did that. And these songs, like, I get it. I'm every woman. Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm tired.
Yep.
I'm tired of being every woman.
Mm-hmm.
You
One of
know?
my favorite songs by Jill Scott is called. She said, "We need you," and she's talking to the man. She said, "I could do all of these things. I could kill a spider. I could do all of the things,
Yes.
but I need you."
Mm,
And I told him, I said, "That's one of the things." I said, "It's that aspect of protection that gets me."
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm glad. So I'm hoping that the men that are actually watching this hear that we don't always need you physically protecting us. We need you to protect us emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
like emotional protection. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm hitting this microphone, and the kid told me don't hit the microphone. So I'm so sorry if you guys hear that. Okay, so let's see. Were there any moments writing this book where you had to pause and say, damn, I really went through that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And how did you keep writing through that pain?
Um, a few times I stopped, I cried.
Mm-hmm.
I had to really go through all of the feels of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I would constantly check in with my therapist, and she would be
Mm.
like, "You got this." She would be
Mm.
like, "You got it. Keep going. You got it. You got it." And there was one time, there was one question, one journal prompt that I put in the book, and it was
Mm-hmm.
about you know just really feeling protected. Name a time where you just actually felt safe.
Right.
And I was like,
Mm.
I said, when was there a time that I actually felt safe?
Safe.
And I couldn't
Mm.
think of a time.
Yeah.
And it made me sad, because I was like, here I am coming out of a 21-year marriage, and
Mm-hmm.
I can't name one time
That you felt.
that I felt safe.
Now, when you say safe, was that
And
physical?
within adulthood, no, just physically, yes,
Okay.
physically safe, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, no. And I
Oh.
was just like, okay, you got some work to do.
Mm.
You got some work to do. And that's why I said, this is healing, is just, it's a ongoing thing.
So let me say this, right? I'm so happy you said that, because I said that to my husband before. I don't feel safe with you, right?
Mm.
And I don't know if this was in the beginning of our relationship. I
Hmm.
have to in my therapist, because therapy is everything,
Yes, it is.
right?
Yes, it is.
So my therapist said to me, you have to remember that he's not you and you're not him, right?
Mm.
You have to accept his flaws just like he has to accept yours.
Yep.
Remember, this is your first marriage. This is his first marriage. He is learning how to do this.
Hmm.
And I don't know if my communication was right with him.
Okay.
I just kept saying, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. And I would tell him, like, I don't need you to protect me physically. I need you to protect me spiritually and emotionally. However, he was protecting me, just not in the way I felt like it needed to
Yep.
be. But once I learned him and his love language of protection, but he also had to learn mine.
Mm.
So, like I said, I went into like a deep, dark depression, and we both prayed together. We're in church together now, and he's learning me more,
That's a good thing.
and I'm feeling safe more. But I'm glad you said that, because now when he hears it coming from your mouth, because I'm telling you, your words ring bells in my husband's ears, obviously, right? So when he hears that, then he'll know exactly what I meant when I said that, But therapy was everything for us, because I had to learn him just like he had to learn me. So therapy is a thing.
Yes, it is.
And as Black people, African Americans, we never thought that, oh, therapy ain't this. I remember a time where I told my daughter, oh, I have anxiety. But when she was in high school and she said, I have anxiety, I'm like, girl, that might be what you did. And she was like, I'm like, girl, get over it. Like, that's not what we do. But now that I'm getting in tune with myself, like you had to, right? Intentionally healing, right? I do get anxiety. I hate the supermarket. I get anxiety when I go into the supermarket. So, and when I say that to her, like, no, I just need some time to myself or whatever, she's like, oh, now you got anxiety. Oh, it's a thing now, and I'm like, yeah,
so now thing. You believe
right.
It.
Oh, it's a thing now. Yes, it is a thing, girl. But oh God, if your children one day read this book as adults, what's one of the lessons you hope that they carry from it?
There's a quote that I have in the book that talks about we have to heal before we jump into a relationship. When you're leaving another relationship, you have to heal first, because you go out into the world and you're bleeding on others, and you're just dropping remnants of blood on other people, and you're not taking the time to actually heal. Right. It's been 4 years since my ex and I have been separated, away from each other, divorced, and I'm taking that time. Taking that time. I don't want to I just don't want to allow myself to just bleed on other people. Right. So if they don't take anything from anything that I've said, I want them to learn to heal first, even from friendships. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes friendships can really hurt us. They could cut us deep. And we can sometimes project what may have happened in a previous friendship onto a new friendship, and it will stop the growth of that friendship, or maybe not stop, but it'll maybe alter it a little bit. So we have to definitely be careful. So that is something that I would definitely love for them to take from it, and reserve your own life jacket before you do anything for anybody else. You have to reserve your own life jacket first. Right. Otherwise you're gonna drown. You're gonna drown. You're gonna be no good to anybody else. I'm just sitting and I'm thinking about myself, like, what if I didn't have sense enough to get a therapist? Right. What if I didn't have sense enough to get my children? Because even my children, through my process and my transitioning, I got all of them therapists. Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, this is something that I know needs to be done in order for them to be healthy. Right. So I just hope that they take therapy and they take healing and they take all of these things seriously, because you could do some serious community damage if you don't heal from your stuff, if you don't fix your own stuff. Stop always doing this and do this. Yeah.
Well, they always say when you got one finger pointing that way, you got three, right? You got three pointing back at you. So I love that. Yeah. I really love that for you. So, is there another book coming?
Well, I just released the teen version of the book. I'm waiting for my copies to come in. It's like delayed. Okay. I just released that. Before this one, it was a fiction book. I have a fiction novel called Emma Sin. And Emma Sin, there's a part 2 to that one, because I kind of left a huge cliffhanger, and it was so funny because when I released this one in the teen version, I had somebody contact me and she was like, well, when is Emma Sin 2 coming out? Because you left us. And I said, okay. I was like, and I am working on it. It's just that that takes a little longer because there's so much dialogue in the book and there are
Right.
different characters.
Right.
So I have to put myself in the minds of all of these
Okay.
different characters. But I love it. I've been writing since I was young, since I was little. So it's so much fun.
So we got a lot to hear
Mm-hmm.
from Kareemah.
Mm-hmm. I have a poetry book
Yeah.
within the Soul of My Mind's bookshelf that I'm still working on. I'm going to
Wow.
release that.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of children's books written, just didn't publish them yet.
So where can the people find your book?
Okay, so they could really on Amazon right now, or
Mm-hmm.
if you just see me, if I happen to be out at one of the pop-up
Yes.
shops or something like that, one of the poetry
Mm-hmm.
events, they could get it from me, or they could purchase it off of Amazon. Just look up Intentionally Healing. You'll actually see this one, or you'll see the youth edition.
Right.
Or you'll when you punch Intentionally Healing in or my name,
It comes
all
up.
three books are going
Yeah.
to actually
Oh,
pop
so
up.
Emerson comes up,
Emerson
because
is
I
on
was
there
just
as
about
well.
to ask
Yeah,
you, because I
Emerson
would
is on
love to
there as
read that
well.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm waiting to see this cliffhanger, you know? So, and by the time I finish reading that, hopefully we will be in the making of 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So now where can people find Kareemah?
Oh, you could find me on Instagram. I'm an introvert, so I don't get out too much. But I do get out. I perform at some different poetry events. I have a
Right.
poetry event coming up in East Orange
Mm-hmm.
that I've, organized with our great mayor
Okay.
of the city of East Orange, Mayor Ted Green. That is going to be September the 6th.
Okay.
That's called Poetry at the Plaza. So it's going to
Yes.
be amazing. We are looking to have that, that Love Jones type of vibe. We have
Oh, yeah.
amazing poets that are coming through for that. So they could, find me there, or,
Mm-hmm.
my Instagram. I normally put up the places where I'm going to be or where I'm
Yes.
performing or something like that. If I'm doing a book signing, I normally put it up there. I am Kareemah Williams on Amazon.
Yes.
And the same thing on TikTok and Facebook. Facebook is
Okay.
just Kareemah Williams.
Kareemah Williams, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I thank you so much for giving me this time. I know you are a busy woman. When I spoke to you this morning, you was like, I'm on the road, but I promise you I'll be back for you. And I appreciate you so, so
Thank you
much.
so much for
Yes.
having me.
Yeah, and you're so like approachable. I love that about you. I feel like we like best friends.
Thank you.
I'm serious. The way you speak to me and just speak life into me in the morning and
And that makes
everything.
me feel good because I've been told on several occasions, like, you always just look so serious.
No.
People are scared to approach you. And I'm like, really?
Let me tell you, since the time I met you, you have been amazing. Your spirit is
Thank
just
you
everything.
so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yours as well. You came over, you gave me a hug. I was like, oh my God, I love this. I'm a hugger.
Yeah, I am. So that's my love language. My love language is physical touch.
Good.
Yeah,
Mine's too.
yeah. So
Like,
that's why we probably like,
mhm.
it's my love language is physical touch, and I love hugging. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm telling you, people be like, stop hugging people. You
Well, if
hug.
the energy is good, you don't mind that exchange. Every human is statistically we're supposed to get 8 hugs a day
Really?
just to sustain ourselves.
I'm be hugging because my oldest hate being touched.
Really?
I'm a hugger. Yes, 8 times. Like, girl, come here. Let me just give you a hug. Jesus.
Yeah, 8 hugs a day just for us to sustain ourselves.
Wow.
Yep.
I hope she watching this. Because I'm telling you, it's bad. Because I used to say, I think she a little borderline autistic. Because even when she was a kid, you can look like you about to touch, and she'll start screaming like Bloody Mary, like, no,
Don't touch me.
She hates being touched. But now I'm hoping she watches this and sees that hugs are okay. You
Yeah,
need
they're
8 of them.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I want to thank you again.
Thank you so much for having
You are
me.
an inspiration, and I hope a lot of people get something out of this interview, because you're amazing. And also make sure you get the book, the hard copy. I got the hard copy.
Everybody loves the hard copy.
And when we end this, I am going to get it autographed from Kareemah. And I thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching Conversations with KB. You can find me on Instagram, Conversations with KB. You can find me on Facebook, Conversations with KB, and also on YouTube, Conversations with KB. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I love to hear your comments. Let me know how you feel about this interview, to let me know how I'm doing, anything I could change. I'll be into that. And even if you want an interview with me, I'm down for it all. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night. Okay, so you said that you have 5 children. How old are they?
22. That's my son. He's 22. He's the oldest. Then I
Okay.
have a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old, 16, and 11. They're 4 girls.
Wow. So are they in school?
Yes, the older 3, they're all college students.
What?
Doing very, very well. I'm super excited. My son, he's a student athlete. He plays football. Um, on the dean's list. They're doing amazing. They're doing
Wow.
amazing. Like through it all, they overcame. They're resilient. They
Oh
are
my
they
God.
we as a collective, as a family, and that's the name of my company, Rooted in Resilience and Still Rising. We're
Wow.
just resilient as one, and I love it.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. So I want to ask you, because I know you said you've been divorced for a while now.
hmm
What does dating look like for Kareemah?
um it doesn't. I'm really, really taking the time to heal,
Right.
because my next chapter is going to be my final chapter.
Okay.
So whoever gets me, and I get them, like God is literally gonna have to, like sit on my bed and say, okay, this is
This is
him.
him.
This is him.
I know that's
And
right.
I feel as though it's gonna be at a time when I'm gonna be ready.
Yeah.
And I'm in my 40s. I'm 44, so they're gonna
Still
get me
young.
at my best.
Yup.
Yes,
Yup.
yes,
Yup.
yes. Still young,
Oh,
and I think healing is the most important thing right now. That
right.
way, I'm not carrying anything into
Mhm.
my next marriage, my next relationship.
Yeah.
It's just really, really important to me. And of course, healing is an ongoing thing. There are
Right.
always going to be wounds that you
Mhm.
have,
Mhm.
but the most important thing is that you have the tools now with therapy and with taking the time to actually
Yeah.
heal. You have the tools to
Mhm.
deal with those wounds and those
Mhm.
triggers when they come up. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all, but
Right.
it's worth it. It
I
is
know it's
definitely
because I
worth
know the
it.
men like, hey girl, so I could
Yeah.
totally understand that. Oh my God, I love this for you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you so
really, really,
much.
really, yeah, I really,
Yeah.
really, really loved it. Girl, 3 college kids.
3 college kids, and they are
Oh,
doing amazing. I'm so proud of them. I am so proud. And then we have such a great relationship, such a great
yes.
bond.
And you said your daughter just got
She
married.
just got married.
Wow.
I'm a whole mother-in-law out here. I'm like,
Yes.
look at you, girl. You a mother-in-law.
Are they thinking about children yet?
No,
Not yet.
she just wants to focus on finishing school. He's
Yes.
working hard, and they are great examples for their younger siblings. I have 2 that are like into cosmetology, the 2 girls that are in the
Wow.
middle. So
Yeah.
they're into cosmetology, and they're just doing amazing things right now. My son, he comes home every summer, and he works, he
Yeah.
works for the city. And what I love about that is that we built such strong relationships,
Mhm.
their father and I,
Nice.
throughout the city, that he's able to come home and still be blessed to have that job when he comes home from the summer.
Oh.
And they're like, listen, he's the one kid that we could trust to take the truck, and we know he gonna do what he got to
Oh,
do.
that's so
and
dope.
and so when you have people who are speaking so
Yeah.
positively about your children, I feel blessed in
Right.
that sense. And to know that they were able to overcome and still do well. They have their moments,
Yes.
but
Of course, they're
they
human.
yeah, they
Yeah.
have the tools. And what I love about it, like, we have such a thing in our community where it's, Black people with therapy,
Mhm.
especially like with Black men.
Yes.
I found my son an amazing therapist, and his
Mhm.
therapist is out of North. He's a Hispanic
Okay.
guy, but I get alerts on in my email when my son, he sets up his own appointments.
Right.
He's like, oh, I'm going to talk to Dr. So and so today, and I'm like,
I'm
oh,
happy
okay,
about that. Young kids need to understand
yeah.
that therapy is
It's
okay.
nothing wrong with therapy. It's
Yeah.
nothing. It's not going to harm you. It can only help
No,
you. It
exactly.
could
Talk
only
it
help you.
out. Talk
Yeah,
it out. Like it's
yeah.
okay to talk it out. But people are like, oh, I don't want to tell people my business. It's not telling people your
No.
business.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And
So,
even with the school, like even with the school counselors,
mhm.
when we were in high school, I don't think, when we were growing up, it wasn't really a thing of, oh, therapy, therapy,
Right.
therapy. Our parents probably, well, I know in my household, my parents didn't speak about it like that.
No.
But now I would tell kids,
Mhm.
you utilize your school
Well,
therapist.
growing up back then,
Yeah.
there wasn't, don't tell nobody what was
Yep.
going
What
on in
goes
this
on in
house.
this house
Stay
stays
in
in
this
this
house.
house.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
think that kind of messed a lot of us
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
So like my oldest daughter, she always tell me, when I yell at her, used to pop her, she had this thing, oh, that's slave mentality. Yeah. You treat me like a slave.
Oh
And I'm
my
just looking,
God.
I had to really sit back and look at it like, is this slave mentality?
Wow.
Because I'm trying not to bring in what I was, we trying to do it better, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We want our kids to do it better.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped because I'm like, I don't want my kid out here talking about I'm a slave master. So, but I did so we have to learn from the old ways, even though they weren't bad, because it got them through their things, right?
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
also can't. That's how Uncle such and such was able to touch,
Yep.
little such and such,
Yep.
because
Exactly.
you couldn't say nothing about
Yeah,
it.
because you couldn't say anything.
Right.
And I'm like, I heard Tyler Perry say one time, oh, if it's hurting me in this house, I'm going to say something outside
I
of
know
this
that's
house.
right.
And it's like, why not? Utilize your school's social workers, your school therapists, your school counselor. That's what they're there for.
Or even your insurance benefits.
Yes.
I work for the insurance company, and we don't, even us as the employees, we don't use our benefits like we should.
It's important. We
Yeah.
don't realize, I'm telling you, I don't know if I would have gotten through everything that I went through without utilizing, prayer, my therapist, and then actually putting to work. I've always been a writer. Since I was I'm the youngest
Right.
I'm really the youngest of three. I have two brothers. One is
Okay.
in LA.
Okay.
And my brother I have another brother in North Carolina, Chino. I'm pretty sure your husband probably, that name probably rings a bell.
Okay.
And I have my sister, Halima, but they live a distance.
Right.
And it's just really, really, it's just really important for us to utilize the tools and everything that we have. If I didn't have
Right.
all the, I don't know where I would be or how I would have gotten through everything.
And that's your community.
Yeah.
Everybody. I get it.
Yeah.
I love this for you. I love this for us.
Yes.
Thank
It's
you
a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kareemah.
Thank you.
You
Thank
are
you for having me.
so inspirational.
Thank you.
You
Thank
really,
you.
I'm telling you, like even me sitting here with you makes me want to be a better person.
Thank you. Oh, that means now I feel like something that I'm doing, me even with writing, I feel like I'm making an impact.
You really are.
Thank you so much.
I'm telling you,
Thank
just
you.
watching you walk and just be, I'm like, I want to be her when I grow up.
Thank you.
But thank you again so much for joining me. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yep. And I will have you on again because we're going to talk about that book.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys so
you.
much.